What is going on, my fellow zombie slayers? It is Nelly B here, and welcome back to a brand new Call of Duty Zombies video. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking every Black Ops 4 Zombies map on launch from worst to best. This is obviously going to be my very own opinion, and I speak for no one other than myself. I also want to mention that with all throughout my extensive time on the game, I've grown to appreciate and enjoy every map. I don't hate on any of these maps, and while making this video, we're still in week 1 of the game, and my opinion may change, but for right now, I'd have to say that Black Ops 4 is my favorite Zombies experience so far. Again, I may be jumping the gun by saying this, but I really do enjoy this game and the innovation it has brought to the series. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So, my least favorite map of Black Ops 4 is going to have to be Voyage of Despair. Again, I love this map, just not as much as the others. I really like the introduction to the new crew, the curveballs that have already been thrown at us, and if you're trying to stay away from spoilers until you finish these Easter eggs on your own, skip to the time shown on screen. We good? Good. So in Voyage, after the Easter egg is completed, the cutscene shows everything reverting back to normal. Well, as normal as things could be on the sinking Titanic, which is another really cool aspect I'll talk about in a second. As the havoc continues to wreak on the boat due to the massive iceberg that just hit, our characters escape safely onto a much smaller boat. Hey, there's more room for Jack in there.
He's dead, lol XD.
After this, we see Bruno's head light up, and man, is it shiny. We can't tell exactly what's up with this and what role it will have to play later on, but we can safely assume by the pattern it's making, he's most likely going to double-cross the other three at some point down the line, and personally, I believe he'll do this mid-DLC season and will be introduced to a brand new character. Hopefully this happens before DLC 3, so we have enough time to get to know them. What a twist. What an ending. Moving on, we have map layout. Now this was the key factor for this map taking last place. The corridors. Don't get me wrong, overall the layout of the general areas is fine, the introduction of the fast travel helps to get around the map quicker, and nothing is too out of place to warrant a complaint about going from one end of the map to the other so often. ZESTY. My main concern are the areas in which you have to go where only staff would usually be. It's too cramped, and even for someone who's played the map a decent amount of time, it's too confusing. Luckily, there's no reason you would have to be here for a while in later rounds, but still, making these areas a bit more simple would greatly increase the replayability. I don't greatly enjoy the pack-punch system, but it's definitely not the worst we've seen, even in recent years. ZESTY. This being the first map apart from 9, the introduction to new weapons, features, and even perks are strong. But I'm not going to harp too much on this because, well, like I said, of course, it's the first map on the new game. So I'm just going to list off a few of my favorite weapons, starting off with the Strife. The Strife can be equipped as your starting weapon and in my opinion is one of the best weapons in the whole game. Yeah, I said it. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name, but the dual barrel LMG thingy. It's pretty great too. Rapid Fire, the Hellion Salvo, ICR-7, MOG 17, Rampart 17, and the Hades. All great weapons. I can't say anything about the traps simply because I haven't used any. I'm sure they're great in the later rounds, but I've been too focused on pack-a-punching weapons to really even recognize traps on any maps other than 9. And finally, gameplay. I love the new perk system allowing you to place which perks you want around the map as well as elixirs. Although the system is slightly more advanced than Black Ops 3's system, it's still not convoluted in the slightest. Elixirs are simple as well as the class editors. I'm getting off track though. The map beautifully presents a twisted reality of the movie Titanic. While Jack was off drawing Rose like one of his French breads, Shaw and Scarlet were killing the undead in mass. The attention to detail is insane and the sheer size of the map catches me off guard every time, and again, I don't think this is a drawback seeing as everything is very accessible. Again, even though this is my least favorite map of Black Ops 4 launch, it's still highly recommended. Coming in at number 3, because I guess we're numbering these now, I have Classified, the 2+3 remake. With this take on the Outbreak at the Outback, we have the OG premise crew back in action, killing names and taking zombies. Wait. I love the minor additions letting us explore more of the top and middle floor without taking too much away from the original map. The weapons fit in perfectly, and without the Pentagon Thief to get his grubby 115 dusted fingers all over them, you're safe to progress through rounds without a care in the world, other than the obvious hordes of the undead. Don't forget about those. Changing the Pack-a-Punch room from the Panic Room to Area 51 was a great touch, and while we're here, can I just say, Treyarch is the GOAT for this jump scare. Although this map has no actual Easter egg ending or cutscene, the team did a great job introducing this map into the already existing storyline with the intro cutscene and dialogue between the characters in game. Although I have yet to complete this Easter egg along with the others, I sit and wonder how well this map built upon such a vast story with the many back and forth quotes, radios, and outside dialogue from Samantha. All in all, classified as a solid map. It would have been higher on this list, but seeing as this map is more the same of what we've seen before, it's hard to place it above the next two. At number 2, we have Blood of the Dead. Set on the mess of a timeline that is Weenie Hut Jr., we have our well-respected premise crew coming off of the high that was Farming Simulator Extreme. Zetsubo. When a detour brings our character's journey to a halt, they get into some wacky adventures with a few minor challenges along the way. I initially had this map in last before the blessed update that nerfed the doggos and put them in their place. Although Blood of the Dead doesn't build off the map it's based off of as well as classified, gameplay wise I think it's more interesting this time around. With the introduction to a whole new area in need of power as well as the Warden's Home being introduced, I can appreciate the expansion of the beloved Mob of the Dead. The characters are back and more dynamic than ever, with Nikolai still not having progressed emotionally due to the fact that this map takes place before Gorod Krovi. The dynamic is amazing and I honestly can't wait to see how this one ends. My only problem is that every version of the Blundergat are in serious need of a buff. I was planning on releasing a comparison of the OG Blundergats, but I'll wait this one out a bit to see if Treyarch changes anything. Finally, at the number 1 spot, we have Verrückt. Wait, shoot, wrong game mode. 9. Now honestly, I didn't think I would enjoy this one nearly as much as the others, but spending by far the most amount of time on it has allowed me to separate it from the other maps, including Voyage. I think 9 is the perfect map to introduce players to the numerous mechanics added into Black Ops 4. It beautifully and simply portrays the new perk statues we will be interacting with throughout the rest of our journey. It also includes dialogue to key us in on specific character traits and builds upon the Chaos storyline that started in Voyage, in a way we haven't seen since the jump from Giant to Dreisendracht. The map is definitely confusing for beginners as with every map, but after a few playthroughs it's pretty easy to understand. The weapon selection is the same as Voyage, apart from the Wonder Weapon, which isn't my favorite but is easily overlooked when enjoying the map. I can't really put my finger on it, but I'm pretty sure the difference in areas is what did it for me. Seeing ancient Egypt, Rome, and even Nordic mythology blending so seamlessly together really quenches my thirst for seeing these maps individually. As for the Easter eggs, again, spoilers, click to the time on the screen to avoid them. I think it's interesting. Obviously, our characters aren't dead. I think this was just a classic case of shock factor from Treyarch. The characters talk about how real this journey is, while still reminding us it's only a hallucination. Mind you, I do think this journey was a bit more real than any of them had anticipated, but I don't think they are actually dead after this cutscene. And finally, it's just a shame the Raygun didn't make the cut for this map. I get that they wanted to separate the Chaos story from the Pyramus character's journey, but a zombies map without the Raygun is just a low-budget Treyarch ripoff. Anyways guys, how do you think I did? If you agreed, leave a like and tell me how great I am in the comments below. If you disagree, hit the dislike button in a way where it's just a few inches to the left, and after that you can also tell me how great I am down there in the comments. Obviously this list is my opinion and nobody else's, and it's subject to change. I'm loving Black Ops 4 so far and can't wait to dive deeper into the story. Make sure you guys subscribe, share, and wash your hair. That's going to be it for the video. Peace.
God bless the dead and bury. Don't worry if you see God first, tell him shit got worse. I ain't mad, I know you representing the crew, and I can picture you in heaven with a blunt in the brew. Fuck the world,